So what I have in front of me today is the Temu MQ 6106. On the packaging it also says Bandstand, and it comes under a variety of different names on Temu, and it cost me about $16 plus shipping and tax, so $20. If you're new to my channel, I want to explain that what I usually do is, if I'm talking about gear, I'm talking about gear that is much more expensive than this keyboard right here. Some of the items in my studio actually cost 100 times more than this keyboard or more. So this is different. I just wanted to go ahead and buy this. I saw it on Temu, $16. I figure, well, you know, how can I lose? Well, I had exceedingly low expectations for this keyboard, and I have to say that those exceedingly low expectations were not even met. I'm going to tell you right now, because some of you might actually be serious about this, because maybe you're thinking about buying this keyboard for maybe a child or a friend or something like that. And for you, I want to say that I really don't recommend this. Okay, there are some people that I do recommend this for, but for children, I really don't. An exception to that might be if you have a child with a really low attention span, a child that's like 6 or 8 years old, no older than 8 years old, because the keys are just way too small. If they are bothering you, kind of bugging you to get them a keyboard, and you know your child very well, and you know that your child is not going to be interested for more than a week or so, and that they're probably going to sort of toss this aside, you know, no matter what you get, then this might be an okay choice for them. You know, with the understanding that you're probably going to sell it at a garage sale or a yard sale, or you're going to throw it away within a few weeks after buying it. Because for just a little bit more money than this, there's other choices. You've got apps that you can get for a phone or a tablet that are going to be better than this. And you've got rummage stores, maybe, where you're at. I know here in the United States that you can go to places like Goodwill and other charity shops and secondhand stores, and you can usually find something that is going to be much better quality than this. The reason why I would get a better keyboard than this for pretty much anybody is because, especially if they're a beginner, if they play this and this is their first experience with a keyboard or a synthesizer, they're going to be so disappointed. It could ruin their desire to play for the rest of their life, or at least quite a while, because the experience is just going to be that bad. So if you get one of the keyboards that I have linked in the description, and I don't make any money right now. I'm not an affiliate at the time that this video is created. I'm not monetized. I'm including these links for your benefit to give you some better options that I would recommend before I would buy this keyboard for a beginner, or for pretty much anybody else for that matter. So no matter what personality your child has, it still might be a lot better, a lot smarter to get something that's more expensive. I know certainly in the range of around $100, you can get something that they can actually play, and then if they like it, they can continue to use it, and it's not going to just end up in the garbage or, you know, sold at a garage sale. So anyway, let's get into the details here. Reading off of the box here, 61 keys, smallest keys I've ever seen in my life. 6 demo songs, 16 tones, that's the different sounds, 8 percussion sounds, 2 learn modes. I didn't even try that. There's some sound effects, very, very basic. And there is record and I don't even know what prog is. Program? I'm not sure. The instruction manual is extremely difficult to follow. It's just really basic. It's not hard to follow. The instruction manual is very basic and kind of incomplete. Maybe you can find another YouTube video that gives you more details about some of these features that I'm not actually going to go over today. But there is a chord mode to fill in whenever you're playing some of these autoplay type things back. Of course, you can adjust the tempo and the volume, and there is a microphone, and the microphone is, anyway, what can I say? I mean, this was only $16, so I thought that I could have some fun with it, and I have. This video has actually been very fun to make. All right, a few more details here. The 61 keys, as I said, are the smallest keys I've ever seen in my life on any keyboard that I've ever played, even toy keyboards. And they are, of course, not velocity sensitive. For those of you who are not familiar with keyboards, what that means is that whenever you push on a key, no matter how hard you push, it doesn't play any softer or louder. It's just a fixed volume. And that's probably good because these keys are kind of cheap. So you don't want somebody banging on these keys because they may break. Something else is it did point out in the photo of this on Temu that the left speaker does not output any sound. This is a mono instrument, so the sound coming out of the left and right channels, if you were to plug in headphones, is coming over both sides, but it's mono, meaning the sound is exactly the same in both sides. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and I'm going to play each of these drum notes individually because I'm going to take and I'm going to actually sample those. Let me turn on my recorder here. I can't believe that I'm recording this in 24-bit 48K, but anyway, that's how I do all my videos. So. And I'm going to take those individual sounds, I'm going to chop them up as samples in my DAW, and then I'm going to make some sort of a drum pattern out of that because it's going to be a lot better than the built-in patterns. I will go ahead and play a couple of built-in patterns for you right now. Here's the fill-in. All right, let's get to the sounds. I'm playing just on the white keys because there's some issues whenever you're playing more than one key and you're playing the black keys. Maybe it's a bug or something, but sometimes when you're playing the black keys and you've got other keys held down at the same time, the black key doesn't sound. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick to the white keys for the purposes of this video here. Whenever you select a sound, it does give you a very brief preview, which is kind of nice. Very, very hard to operate these tiny little keys. Now, one good thing about these tiny keys is that even with my small hands, I've got a full 2-octave spread with just one hand. Oops. Another thing is that this thing slides around. It doesn't have rubber feet on the bottom. You can get rubber feet really cheap. So it might be worth it to you to get those because unless you're playing on a carpet or some other surface that is non-slippery, it's going to slip all around, all over the place. Another thing I want to point out is that there's a display. I thought that there was a display because it makes you believe that there is an LED that was underneath this sticker, or an LCD screen rather. And I thought, well, you just peel off the sticker and that will reveal the LCD screen underneath, but that turned out to not be the case. I started to pull back the sticker and noticed that there was nothing under it at all. So what I'll probably do is cover the part of the sticker, because it's not even worth me scraping it off. I'm just going to cover that part of the sticker with some black electrical tape, most likely. It's jazz guitar. You can hear some vibrato in there, that wavering sound. Strings. Let's go ahead and add some effects to that. It's got a fixed delay. There's no way of changing the settings on that delay that I know of. Pretty bad, I have to tell you. Whoa. There's bass. Okay, and again, I'm not a great keyboard player, but I'm playing much, much worse than normal because of these tiny little keys. I did tell you that there was someone else other than maybe certain children who I would recommend this keyboard for, and that would be a person like me. So if you know somebody who likes to sample instruments, they like to take different kinds of sounds and then they change them into other sounds, you could have a little bit of fun with this. I would still say that it's a gag gift. You know, you could tell somebody, hey, I got you a synthesizer. And then they open it up and they see this and everybody has a good laugh. But then if they wanted to, they could actually take these sounds and transform them into something much greater than the basic sounds that come out of the keyboard without any effects. And that's exactly what I'm going to play for you right now. If you like this kind of content, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider liking and or subscribing. I'd be really interested in your comments. If you've maybe bought an instrument like this or a similar instrument on Temu and you've got thoughts about it, I'd really like to know what you have to say. It took me several takes and quite a bit of time to get the sound that you just heard out of this keyboard. This is not something that just anybody is necessarily going to be able to do unless you have a DAW already and some experience with those kinds of things. But you can have some fun with it if you work at it. And yeah, so Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.